Hello everybody, SSA here, aka Supasuna Arashi, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 8 of the PMC Season 6 as we take on Manbird, aka Buttermink, coach of the Fort Wayne Gastrodons. So just a few more weeks left in the PMC and there's still a potential that we can reach playoffs in this season. We're currently 3 wins and 4 losses in this league, and if we win this, we will be 4-4 with 2 matches still to go. So again, there's still so much potential to reach playoffs. We're also dependable on how our competition is doing in order to reach playoffs, but there's still a small chance. So looking at my opponent, he's bringing a Zoroark, a Thundurus, a Volcanion, a Mega Aggron, a Donphan, and a Cresselia. While my team is looking as followed. We're bringing Metagross, Mega Pinsir, Infernape, Suicune, Gardevoir, and Vileplume. But this match will be quite special. So we're just going to start out. Now, my lead was pretty obvious. I'm going to start off with my Metagross. We had a weakness policy Metagross with like Stealth Rocks, Meteor Mash, Earthquake, and Agility. But my job was just to put up the Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks was very important for my opinion because a lot of his mons are weak to the Stealth Rocks. Now he starts off with the Cresselia. I'm going to put up my Stealth Rocks, but he's going to Dark Pulse me, and that's going to do a lot of damage. And I was very confused why that happened. But in a few seconds after it happened, I realized he has a Zoroark on his team. So either this is a very weird Cresselia set or this is the Zoroark. I'm going now into my Suicune because Suicune counters the Zoroark or the Cresselia. So he's going to Dark Pulse again, and looking at this damage I was like, yeah, this has to be the Zoroark. This definitely has to be the Zoroark. So he's gonna withdraw his Cresselia and goes into his, well, what do you know, his real Cresselia. So when this happened, I was like, okay, now it's 100% the Zoroark. So we're just going to Scald up. Now I was like here, okay, he could potentially Toxic me. I don't want that to happen on my Suicune. So the safest bet for me is now to go on the Substitute right here, because we outspeed the Cresselia. So the Substitute will come off. We're now behind our sub, and what do you know, he's actually going to use the Toxic. So I was like here, alright, we're behind the sub now. It's time to put up the Calm Minds. It's time to, you know, set up, because this thing could potentially hurt us, and we can just set up, try to maybe whittle it down a little bit, and we have pressure. So at this point we're also a bit, you know, of a PP stalling here, because Cresselia is just fat. Cresselia is fat, but Suicune can be fat as well. So we have one Calm Mind up now. He's going to hit that Psychic, and that Psychic is not going to break our sub. And here I was like, maybe we can actually, you know, set up another Calm Mind. You know, I was like, there's no reason for me not to go for another Calm Mind. If it doesn't break my sub at this point, I can just try to set up. So this is now the second Calm Mind that we have up here. So we're now +2 and +2 on special attacks, +2 on special defense. So he's going for another Psychic, and that Psychic will eventually not kill our Substitute. And here was like, do I want to get greedy here? Do I want to go for another Calm Mind? So I did some cogs and I was like, you know what? If this thing is really as fat as it is, you know, another Calm Mind will actually very much help us out in this match. So there we go, a third Calm Mind up. He's going to use Psychic here, and this time it will actually break the sub. So here I was like, you know, I have a lot of HP back from the leftovers. I can just substitute again. He didn't break my sub last time, so why not? So I'm going for another Substitute. He's going for Psychic again. And of course, if he wants to Toxic me, that could potentially harm us. I was like, Substitute is definitely the much safer play here. So we're now behind our Substitute. And I was like, alright, let's see how much this Scald does with 3 Calm Minds up. So as you can see here, with 3 Calm Minds up, that is still not doing a lot of damage. This thing is fat. Cresselia is a fat duck. Like a really fat duck. So I was like, alright. We have to go all out. We have to go all out to defeat this thing. So I'm just going to pop up another Calm Mind. That's the 4th Calm Mind right now. So I was like, there's no other reason for me not to at this point. There's like, he can break my sub. I need to do as much damage as possible. And at the same time, he's actually PP stalling himself now because he can break the sub. The Psychic will connect, and of course, as I just said, will not break the sub. So we're now behind the substitute for Calm Mind sub, and this is really boring to watch actually, but it is how it is. This is how it went. So I was like, alright, with 4 Calm Minds up now, let's see how much this Scald will do. And that is actually going to do a decent amount. And it's here I was like comfortable enough to actually, you know, use the Scald here. So again, the substitute will fade now thanks to that Psychic. And here I was like, should I just substitute again? Shall I be that guy to just substitute again? And I was like, hell yeah. Because again, I didn't want to risk him going for Toxic now. And the Scald will not kill. He's now going to reveal Ice Beam. So here I was like, okay, I think his Psychics are now gone because of the pressure on my Suicune. So his health is now a little bit more healthy because of the recovery there from the leftovers, and now he's going into his Volcanion. Now I went for another Calm Mind here. Let me actually pause this. I'm going for another Calm Mind here. I did not predict him to switch out, but I was like, you know what? He can't break my sub again. You know, let's just go for another Calm Mind here. So we're now at 5 Calm Minds, and I was feeling very, very positive in this match because the Volcanion can't touch me, but I can hit him with a Scald because of Water Absorb. So the only thing I can now do is Ice Beam because I'm running Substitute, Calm Mind, Scald, and Ice Beam, as I just said. So the only thing that I can do is Ice Beam. Now he's going for a Toxic here, which maybe predicts me to switch out. I was quite confused because of that, but at this point, the only thing that I can do is just keep Ice Beaming this thing. And the only thing he can actually do is, you know, try to damage me and try to get rid of my substitute at this point. That's not gonna happen, as you can see here. So here I was like, I could potentially maybe sweep with Suicune right now. If I can get rid of this thing, what stops me from sweeping with Suicune? Now he's going for another Steam Eruption here, and that will of course not break the sub. So now I'm sitting here like I could really potentially, you know, do some damage. Now, I'm going for a Scald here. Now this was just a misclick. This was just a misclick. I just want to point that out. I did not BM my opponent by like, I'm gonna Scald so that he can get some more HP back, so I can stall him out more in the PP. That was not how it went. I want to click Ice Beam with the Stylus, and I just misclicked. I just misclicked, and I felt very bad. And I actually sent my opponent a message like, hey, that was not BM or anything, you know, that was just an accident. I didn't want that to happen, but it made this battle a little bit longer with the Volcanion. So yeah, I was sitting here thinking like I could sweep with Suicune. I could potentially sweep with Suicune and maybe even get a 6-0 win with just the Suicune alone. Now I never got a 6-0 win ever in Draft League format. Like I'm going through my head through all the matches that I have, and I think I never won a match with 6-0. So in this head I was like, if I could potentially 6-0 this, that would not only be just great because I get another win as I go for another substitute after the substitute faded away. That will not only be great because I win and I will bring it back to 4-4 in, you know, this season overall, but it will also help me out a lot in differential because then we will be like -2 instead of -8, because we were -8, I believe, in this league. Now we're going for another Ice Beam here, and it will almost kill the Volcanion. But I was like, if I can 6-0 this, my chances of reaching playoffs gets even bigger. So at this point, I was like, you know what? There's no point for me not to switch out. There's no point for me not to go for Substitute if the Substitute is faded away. I was like, I'm just going to stay in all the time and go for Suicune here, because Suicune is all powered up right now. And there goes the Volcanion. And I believe that was the first kill in this match. So this is like 8 minutes into the replay. And 8 minutes into the replay, and you know, now the first Pokemon went down. As you can see, it was a very stally battle at the beginning with Suicune. Now the Scald will connect and not kill the Cresselia. Will live on like literally 1 HP, maybe 2 HP. He's going to Moonlight, and I was like, oh, this match is going to get long, but I'm confident that I can still pull it off. I'm confident that I can still make this Suicune sweep work. There's no point for me not to go for the Suicune sweep. So again, I go for another Scald, and the Scald will not kill, because of course he is going to live that after the recovery of Moonlight and leftovers. Now he's going for Psychic again. I was expecting another Moonlight, but at this point he just wanted my Substitute to be gone. So I was like, fair enough. I was like, next turn, I can just Scald. This thing will be gone. No biggie. So I go for a Scald here, and of course the Cresselia will go down. So that's the second kill of Suicune in this match, the second kill overall. And Suicune is still comfortably behind the Substitute. And not even that, with the leftovers, we will be back at full HP. Suicune is a beast. Like, Suicune is a beast in general, but in this match, he was absolutely going Ultra Instinct almost, like going all the way, you know, wreaving havoc on my opponent. He's going to U-turn with the Zoroark. Now here comes his Mega Aggron, but his Aggron doesn't even get a chance to, you know, Mega Evolve. We're just going to Skull away, and down goes the Mega Aggron. So, as 3 Pokemon now down, half of his team is going down. Now he's going into his Aileron, which is his Donphan, but looky here, he already had some HP down. So I was like, yeah, you can't fool me, that's the Zoroark again. You're going to U-turn again, aren't you? Yep, there we go. He's going to U-turn again, trying to break my sub here. And that will actually happen. Now, of course, his Donphan will go back and go into his Donphan. So I was like, fair enough. With the Stealth Rocks, no 30 for you, Donphan will also be gone. Now my Substitute, of course, is away, but at this point I was like, there's no point for me not to go for Substitute anymore. There's no point for me not to, you know, try to stall this out. I can 100% do this now without the Substitute. Now his Thundurus comes in, and his Thundurus will reveal that he is going to use his C-move. So here I was kind of scared. I was like, I really hope this doesn't KO me. We are, you know, are at 5 Calm Mind, so a special defense is high. But in the back of my head, and at this point I wasn't actually calculating anything. I think I actually closed my calc because I was like, I can do this on my own right now with 5 Calm Mind stuff. I was like, oh, please don't let this kill. Please don't let this kill. Nope. We're fat now. This Suicune is a fat, muscular doggo. And this Ice Beam will absolutely obliterate Thundurus. So that's the 5th kill now, if I'm not mistaken, for Suicune here. And now the only thing that's left is the Zoroark. So the only chances he has actually of, you know, defeating my Suicune now 1-on-1 is, you know, trying to flinch me out with the Dark Pulse. So there we go. He's going for the Dark Pulse on the Suicune. It's not going to do that much. He is going to flinch me. And I was like, he's not going to get like 6-7 Dark Pulses in a row with flinching, are we? So he's going for another Dark Pulse. I was like, please just let this end. And we are going to end this with a Scald. And the 6-0 Suicune sweep has been completed. Now, of course, I did feel a bit bad because I've been 6-0'd in the past. I think in the FBL I've been 6-0'd a few times. And I've been 5-0'd a few times. But I definitely have been 6-0'd in the past, so I know how painful that can feel. Then again, I never gotten a 6-0 win for myself, and I was like, holy cow, this was amazing. And for everybody who thinks Suicune is overrated, Suicune is an amazing one. And I think this match actually proved how amazing Suicune can be. And I don't know, man. I don't know. This actually helps out so much in the last 2 matches of this season. Because as I said before, we can potentially still reach playoffs. We're now 4-4. 4 wins, 4 losses. We have 2 matches to go. So we can potentially go either 6-4, we can go 5-5, or we can 4-6. And if we win next week against the Seattle Metal Sounders by Johnny GB and go 5-4, reaching playoffs is getting closer to our expectations. Like after we went 2-4, I was like, alright, playoffs is going to get very hard to do, but we're going to, you know, try my hardest. And then last week we won against the Dutch Decidueye, and then this week we get a 6-0 win with Suicune on the 4th wing Gastrodons. So now we're back at 4-4 and everything is still possible. And I'm very happy with that. That we can still, you know, we still have it in our own hands to reach playoffs with 2 matches to go. So I want to thank, of course, Manbird for this match. His channel will be in the description, as well as all the other coaches. This week's match replay, as you can see here, was done by Aron2420, so his link will also be in the description below. My apologies if this was quite a stally bit. I could have potentially maybe speeded up, but I don't know. Speeding up the replays is really not my style. I am thinking about maybe doing live comm in the future, like how do you call it, just recording myself actually live, but then, you know, with the whole replay stuff, I'll just pause the replay when I'm doing the calcs or anything. I think somebody else did. I forgot the name. What was it? Oh, there was the coach of the Puffy Pachirisus, I think, does the same thing. I forgot his name, but he gave me the idea to actually maybe do that as well. I will probably do that in a next league. I will not do that like right now, but I'm rambling. I need to stop rambling. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, like, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. Again, every link is in the description below, from the PMC to the coaches, so be sure to check them out. And I will see you tomorrow in another BBL match, and next week in week 9 of the PMC. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time,